In today's video, we're going to talk about tonality and the impact it can have to our sales and to our relationships. You can have two people saying the exact same thing, but have vastly different results, and this comes down to how they use their tone. We're going to talk about the 5 different tonalities we use, but also the inflection points and why using specific inflections matter. This is Chris Rigores. I've produced more than 8 figures in sales online, and we're going to start by talking about voice inflection. There are 3 different ways that we end sentences that can have a big impact in the way we talk and what we say. First, we have the upward inflecting tonality. Let me give you an example. When you ask someone, "Would that help you?" This is an upward inflecting tonality and it projects neediness. We should never use that. When we use that tonality, the message that we're putting forward is that we're seeking approval. So stay away from it, it's not useful at all. Where we want to be ideally is in the equal inflecting tonality. A quick example would be, "Would that help you?" Here, we're staying level. From the beginning to the end of the sentence, we have a flat tone, it's not boring. I'm ending in a slight upwards inflection to show them that it's a question, but at the same time, I'm not modulating upwards along the way. So this gives reassurance, but also shows them respect. The last one, which I also would advise against using, is the downward inflecting tonality. A quick example of that would be, "Would that help you?" In this case, I'm pulling my voice down towards the end, and that gives a sense of authority, but it can seem very standoffish, and it can push people away. So use it with caution, and in sales conversations, I would stay away from it. Let's break down the 5 main tonalities now, and we will go through them in order of how you should use them in your sales calls. So first, I like to start my calls with a stoic tone. The mistake a lot of people make is they get excited. Let's look at an example. So in this call, I'd love to hear a little bit more about what you do, what your goals are, and see what's holding you back from finding success to see if we can help. That was overly excited and it triggers resistance. Instead, I like to follow a stoic tone. Not too excited, but not too boring as well. So, "Hey Chris, it's good to see you. I went through your application, but I'd love to hear from you. Where you are today, where you want to go when it comes to your goals, and see if there are any gaps that we can actually help with. Now, would that help you?" So I'm keeping it very level, but at the same time, there's confidence in my voice. That's why I like to call it a stoic tone. And that gives off the message that regardless of what you tell me, it's not going to shake me. Moving on to the curious tonality, and that's the tone we want to adopt during the pain discovery phase. So when we start asking questions, to avoid turning it into an interrogation, I want to have a curious tonality throughout. So let me give you an example. You can ask, "How satisfied are you though with the outcomes that you're getting? What's been slowing you down so far? And how many clients are you onboarding right now?" Okay, so 12. "And what's your capacity when it comes to that?" So as you can see, I'm being very curious, and I'm coming from a place of I'm not demanding answers, I'm just curious about those answers. As I'm moving forward throughout the call, I want to start turning a little bit more concerned as we're getting deeper. For example, when I'm asking questions like, "So you haven't been onboarding clients for the last 30 days, how's that impacting you though?" So I'm introducing more emotion, more color to my voice to show them that I'm not challenging them, so I'm not triggering resistance, but I'm concerned about them and their business. Another example can be, maybe else like, "How's that affecting your relationships though?" Now, once you go through the discovery and you want to start presenting, you want to use the tonality of certainty. You want to project confidence, because at that stage of the call, you want to show them that what you're doing and what you're offering to them will for sure get them to where they want to go. So you can use this tonality. "Well, Chris, based on what you told me, it sounds like this is right up our alley, because you know how you mentioned that the main challenge right now is sales objections? Well, this is exactly what 6 out of 10 of our clients have challenges with. So with your permission, I can walk you through the exact system that we use to get clients to where you want to go, and see if it makes sense for you. Would that help you?" I can use also this tone during objection handling and in situations of concern. I want to communicate that I'm certain that we will solve these problems together and I'm there for them. I'm in their team and I'm fighting I'm not fighting them, I'm fighting for them. The last tonality is what I call a fatherly tone. Chris Voss has a similar one, which he calls the late night DJ voice, but this is where we want to be more reassuring. This is extra helpful when we're dealing with a prospect who is fearful. And I'm calling it a fatherly tone because it's the tone a father would use to calm down their children. For example, if a prospect says, "Oh, I'm too scared to make this investment," you can simply say, "That's not a problem at all, and I can understand that it can feel like a huge investment for you, but can I make a suggestion?" Another example, again, in a situation where the prospect is full of fear, you can say, "And I can sense that you might be a little bit fearful around the investment. Is that the case?" And they say yes. And you're supposed to feel that way. Do you know why? Because when we sense that fear, it means that we're stretching past our comfort zone, and that's exactly where we grow, right? So as you can see, my tone starts getting very soft. I want to show them that I really care about them, I understand where they're coming from, but at the same time, I'm providing reassurance that it will be alright. So just to summarize, we have voice inflections, upwards, never want to use equal, we want to use that. Downward, we don't want to use that because we might offend them. And when it comes to the 5 types of tonality, we have the stoic tone to start off the calls, the curious tone during problem discovery, the concerned tone where we want to go beneath the surface and help them find more problems and the impact of those problems, the certainty when we're presenting and handling objections, and the fatherly tone to calm them down, put them at ease, and take them out of fight or flight mode to having them relax and make calm decisions. If you've enjoyed this video, make sure you drop a like, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you on the next one.